Hola, welcome back to Planet Portugal.
Hello.
Very good to have you along for the ride, and we'll jump straight into it.
See you at the end.
This is the view at about 5:30 in the evening. Obviously the fire is still going on, heading towards Fundão and Cavia. Cavia is about 25 kilometres from us as the crow flies. That is a very, very serious fire. Wish everybody well. There's parts of it that just look like a volcano's going off.
Rob's cut all the steps out of these rough planks. So it's my job now to get them all sanded down, round off all the edges and everything, top and bottom. And then we can fit them. There's 10 in total. I've done 7 and these are the last 3 to do. So I'll show you once I've done it how different they look. They're very rough at the moment. Right, there we go. So that's that one done. So it's all sanded top and bottom, and I don't know whether you can see it's rounded off on the edges, top and bottom. So yeah, step number 10 of 10 done. Now we have to bug treat them all, and then Rob can fit them. We always get glass and these vials that appear from nowhere. I think up here where these stones are, there used to be a bit of a dumping ground. We find a lot, especially when it rains, so we just have to go around and pick them up with these things.
This is where we're up to on the staircase. Both sides are in. Mandy's sanded all the steps. Because of the twist on the wood, I've been trying to think of a way to hold them together, the sides, and keep them as straight as possible. So what I've decided to do is put a threaded bar through them, countersunk on the outside, so a little noggin of wood will go over that. And when the steps are in, the theory is I'll just tighten them up and it'll pull it all together. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know whether it'll work, but I'm just hoping it will. And then we'll fix the tops and we'll fix the bottoms, and then it should all stay nicely in place.
You've put 3 of those in, haven't you?
I've put 3, top, middle and bottom. Always stainless steel fittings on the ends, nuts and washers and stuff. This is just here for support, but we've decided to use it as the newel post because it's the same kind of wood as all the rest of the stairs, Douglas fir. If we put that bigger lump of chestnut in, I think it'd look a bit odd now that we've thought about it. So that's the plan.
This is where I've got up to on the, in between all the sanding and the bug staining and everything, on the pointing. So it's took a lot of packing up this wall, as I've said before, so there's a lump there that I have to put them in, let them set, and then I can carry on from there. So, but primarily this bit's done as far as I can go. Then I've got behind here to do, all that to fill in. A little bit there, if you can see it, to finish off where I've packed up. And oh, let me get out of there. A little bit there to point round and there. And then I've got this bit here left to do. I'm only going so far up here until we get this big lump out, like I said before. But yeah, I've got a little bit to do yet, so I can carry on with that. So this is yesterday's haul of cherry tomatoes, peppers, these big tomatoes and some tomatillas and black cherry tomatoes. So I'm gonna just sort them all out and start making a sauce that I can jar up, canning I suppose they call it, because we need to get using them, because there's probably this again of the cherry tomatoes. There we go, £4 of assorted tomatoes, butter, onions, garlic, salt, sugar and pepper, and that's it. And then this has to go for 1 to 2 hours, and then we'll see where we are from there. First time I've done this, so hopefully it'll be palatable. And there we go, 6.5 bottles of tomato sauce for pizzas, bolognese, pasta. Yeah, so it's good, and they've all sealed properly, which is great. That's £6 of tomatoes in that lot.
So Mandy's in one of the darkest corners in the basement, packing holes with stones and liming them in, working underneath the steps. So what I'm doing at the moment is sat thinking,
Skiving.
not skiving, thinking
Skiving.
about how I can take this left hand acro down and put the beam across to this beam without the bed coming through the ceiling. I'm sure I'll think of something. Good work, man. You're a top man.
Thanks.
So back to the stairs. I've put in all the steps apart from the bottom two, which I need to do a bit more work on. Put them all in while these rails are still loose. The tie rod that I put through, there's 3 of them, top, middle, bottom. I then bolted them up really quite tight, and all the steps have basically been clamped into place. So I'm not gonna take them out, glue them, screw them, or anything. There's such a tight, what you'd call a friction fit, I suppose, that they don't need it. So that's it. The entire step's made with 3 bits of threaded rod and some washers and nuts.
And wood.
Oh, and a load of wood.
Yeah, a load of wood.
But recycled wood from the previous fires that we've had. So yeah, they're looking pretty good. Still more to do on a newel post and railings and making the hole in the ceiling, the framework around it.
So this wall is 99% done. We've got to get that out and then I can do that. This wall is complete. And this wall is 99% done. I've just got 2 little holes up there to do, but I'm going to wait till Rob cuts this out and then I can get to them easier. And I've also, if you can see it, filled in and levelled off this little nook. So it'll look better once it's dry because it'll go a lot whiter. But yeah, that's done. And we're all packed up there as well. And all around the beams is done. So, we can't start concreting until Rob's finished with the steps and messing about with the roof bit. So this is the next one, which is behind the door. Yeah, a bit of a mess, this one. But we need to do this wall first on this side because it's got a big overhang there as well that I need to pack up. When it rains, as you can see up there, there's holes. Water comes through this wall from the other side. So I want to lime this on this side and then I'll show you. And we need to do the outside of these steps because this is where it comes through. It's done in concrete at the moment. Sorry, yeah, concrete or cement. So I want to get a waterproof additive, but it's got to be for lime, else it ruins the integrity of it. So once the weather, it's a bit too warm to do it out here yet, so once it cools off a bit, before the rain hopefully, I can get these steps done as well and stop the water from coming through.
As you can see, the bed isn't down here, so things have gone to plan. I've connected these 2 beams. This one's connected into this cross beam and connected into this cross beam and also connected into this main beam. I've to just fix that end to the wall, and then there's no reason why I can't cut out the floorboards above then. The only reason I'm not going to is because the bed's there. And that's just about where we're up to. Lots of, fiddling about, getting things lined up, which is very, very difficult in these houses, because there's nothing that's level, there's nothing that's 90 degrees, walls aren't flat, and even the wood is twisted and warped, so it just makes things difficult. Not impossible, but difficult.
And I forgot to show you last time, we did lime the horseshoe back in, so it's back to where it came from. Sorry, the mule shoe, donkey shoe.
Bless you.
So the big fires that were going on have now all been put out, so we have no smoke, just a little bit of summer haze, but yeah, thankfully. The one down this way was one of the biggest ever in Portugal, and it did get onto the Australian mountains, but it was stopped before it got to the Torre, which is the highest point. But I don't know whether you can see down in that gap, there's some mountains further down, which are the gardenias, which suffered a lot of damage with these fires, and it got very, very close to some other quite well-known YouTubers, but everybody's alright, everybody's safe, so yeah, thankfully it's looking much, much better on the Fogos app, which is the app that tells you about the fires in Portugal. So yeah, well done the Bombeiros and the pilots for getting this under control.
The very last bit of the beam that Mandy hated is kind of ready to come down. It's still attached to this rafter, joist, whatever, but I can't lever that one up and I can't lever this one down until I cut it. So I'll have to cut it and then lever it down off the nails that are driven into the top of it. Hopefully I won't hit any of those nails. It goes so far into the wall. The walls are 70 centimetres thick, and the end of this goes in 55 centimetres. There's a very, very large stone at the back that is sat on it, so we're not going to remove it in its entirety. We're going to cut it off, treat it for woodworm, that kind of stuff, and then we're going to make a bit of a feature of it if we possibly can. Yeah, so that's it. Let's chainsaw it. We're going to cut the end of this off. It'll probably stay in situ, but then we can then pull it down like I explained earlier. I'm going to have my head under here, hence the hard hat. No comments about the... Success! Hey! I believe tree ring counting and coming up with the age of the tree when it was felled is called dendronology. From the centre of this to the outside, there are 61 rings. So I believe that translates to 61 years old. So yeah, quite an old tree.
Rob's taken this off right more or less up to the wall now. So if you can see from there, that's as close as we can get it. So I'll just give that a sand off and try to treat it as much as I possibly can, and then I can lime round it. I don't know whether you can see right into there, but yeah, it goes in a hell of a long way. So this one will stay, and it's a feature, and it's a nod to what were here previously, so that's fine by us.
We have a praying mantis on the gatepost. Amazing insects. Absolutely amazing. And when they look at you, you know that they're looking at you. It's a bit spooky. We get a lot of green and brown up here, but this, I don't know whether this is a youngster. He's only probably 3 inches long, maybe 70 centimetres, 7 centimetres, 70 centimetres. Yeah. And I believe, I don't know if this is right or not, my mum used to keep all sorts of stuff, stick insects, snakes, all sorts of stuff. And she told me that when the males that are a lot smaller, than the females, when they've mated, the females actually eat them, and in particular bite their heads off. Yeah. So we put in the first little pillar in the basement, ground floor. Got the membrane down and a very crude shuttering system that's not screwed together, so when it goes off a bit, we can just knock these blocks out and get it to its final level. Crude, but it should work. There's probably another couple of bucketfuls to go in. We haven't broken out the concrete mixer yet because it's way too hot. Way too hot. Yeah, this should work, and once we get the first one in, then it makes all the others a bit easier, and then infill in between them. So yeah, let's get another one thrown in and see where we get to. We've put a few packing stones into the concrete. Basically, it means you don't have to use as much concrete. They're all parts of concrete block. So yeah, another bucket to go in. We'll just throw it in and then spread it out. Really good invention, the bucket trowel. It's at an angle of the bucket, so it sits on the bottom on the side and you can scrape every bit out. Good tool. So we're getting somewhere close now. Maybe another half bucket. I've just put another bucket full in and it's brought it up to level, as you can see by the green laser line. I'm just going to let it go off now, come back in an hour or so and just rub it back so it's nice and smooth and flat. It's just gone over 40 degrees. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon, so I don't think I'll be starting another one. Yeah, at least that's one in. That's one of many. And I must admit, Mandy gave me a bit of advice on levelling it up. I was tickling it and she came on and bludgeoned it. But it worked, so thanks, Mand. So it's Monday afternoon, 4 o'clock, and the temperature, if you can see that, is 42.1 degrees.
So I'm working on the other side while Rob's putting that concrete pad in, that little pad. And I don't know whether it'll pick this up on camera or not, but we've got a big, it goes in here, really goes in here. So I'm going to be packing all that up. I don't really want to do anything above it until I've made sure that's, I'm sure it's fine, but I want to just make sure it's totally secure. I'll try and see if I can get it, see if I can get you a better picture. Yeah, that shows it off a bit better. If you look from the side, it goes right in. So, yeah. It doesn't look as big on camera as what it actually is. But yeah, I'll get cracking with that. If I can keep her out of the way.
And now I've knocked off for the day. Inevitably, Mandy carries on. I really don't know how she does it. She's certainly motivated, a very motivated worker. And she's doing a cracking job as well. But I just don't know how she does it. I really don't. And it's not even like she's getting paid. The laser level, we've set on a block and concreted it into the floor, so it stays constant. The dogs were knocking it over and we were tripping over it, and so we've actually concreted it in. We've set the line so it's level with the concrete is level with the line, so there's no measuring up above it or down below the green line. It is set to the top of the concrete. So yeah, that point won't change now, which is quite handy, really. Well, despite what I said about retiring for the day, I felt a bit guilty because Mandy was still working, so I put another one in. And look at this little bit of off-the-cuff shuttering. That's something to behold, isn't it? Sorry about my shadow, but look at that. Wow, how professional. Not very, but it works.
use what you've got.
Yeah, and that's all we had. So.
And we've started to pick the grapes. So we've still got a lot more to pick yet. This was just a quick pick yesterday evening when it had cooled down a little bit. So yeah, there's a few more to go at yet, and all the ones on the pergola to pick. So we're just gonna pick all these off, get the stems out, and then crush them and just let them do their own thing. But I'll show you that once we come round to that. These grapes, the ones that are up on the terraces, are like this, really tightly packed in. And I believe these are wine grapes, and the ones from round the pergola are like this. And I believe these are eating grapes. So might keep a few of these so that we can eat these. There's white and there's red. And then we'll use these for the wine, the potential wine. But we'll also put the surplus of the eating grapes in with it as well. So yeah, if I'm wrong, let me know. So we've filled this gap in. It needs a little bit more on the top and then pointing. It looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but they are all limed in, so it'll be solid. And then once it's pointed, it'll look a lot neater. And I've done a bit more pointing on this wall. So if I come to this side, so all that bit's done. And then I've just got, obviously, that bit. And into this corner to do on this wall. It's a very, very, very dirty wall, so it all does need cleaning. And it does look like that's been burnt at some point. I don't know whether it's just one that they used or they had fires in here or smoke, I don't know. But yeah, getting there on this one. And Rob's cut more of the hole out now. We have got a little bit more to cut this bit here, but we are leaving the bed there for now because we don't want the dogs falling down this hole, or us. So we'll do the rest of it once we can manoeuvre the bed round, but then we'll cover this up just until we can get some railings. So while I'm editing, Rob has put another pad in, just a little bit more to go on top of that one, but he's hand mixing and it's warm, so that excuses him for slacking. So a week or so ago this happened. We got the timing totally wrong to get cats spayed, and they both ended up pregnant. We did have them booked in, but we had to cancel it because they both just started to get really fat. And this is Willow. She's got 5 little bundles of joy. They've just started to open their eyes. And then we have these 3, which are Katrina's kittens. So cute. So cute. And we do have potential homes for 3. So yeah, we'll just keep looking, find them good homes, and if we don't find them good homes, they'll just stay with us. They won't be going to any shelters or rescues, they'll stay here. Bless her.
We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe, like, press the notification bell, give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment.
We have put the Patreon link to our channel in the description below. We've also put a post on our community page, so if anybody's interested and wants to go and have a look, please do. It will help us a lot, an hell of a lot.
We'll explain in a later video what's happening financially, basically.
And also, if anybody lives locally and they're wanting a kitten, please do get in touch. So we have potentially 5 to rehome.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And finally, a big thank you to the bomberos, the firemen and women, and the pilots who've kept us all safe.
Yeah.
Brilliant job, brilliant job.
As of Fogosh today, there is no fires whatsoever in Portugal.
Yeah.
So yeah, great job, well done.
Yeah. And on that note, we will see you next Tuesday with a brand new video. Lots going on, loads of things happening.
Any tips on how we can continue to improve and not get boring because we're doing the same old thing week after week at the moment, please do let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Any help is very much appreciated.
Yeah. So, ciao for now.
Ciao for now.
Look after yourselves.
Bye.
Bye.